All right. Look at that. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Joey Owen, the Caribou Weather Dude, looking at weather in Western Canada. That is me right now. Just do my quick sharesies. Try to get some people on the stream, and we'll get right to work here. Keep it simple today. Keep it short. Gotta get this done before my kids come back in the house. So, lots of severe thunderstorm watches, warnings, and things like that throughout Western Canada. Of course, Interior Weather and Wilderness Watcher Joey Only here. I am mostly concerned with British Columbia, but we will take a little look beyond over to Alberta as well. Currently, there's still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for BC North Peace River. So, what's the difference between a warning and a watch? Well, a watch is we see the ingredients for a cupcake. A cupcake warning is when there's a cupcake. All right. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is actually happening. At 12:55 was the last update in Environment Canada. They were tracking severe thunderstorm that was producing nickel-sized hail, heavy rain, 30 kilometers northwest of Chetwynd, moving eastwards at 40 kilometers an hour. So that should be impacting Moberly Lake and portions of Highway 29 near Moberly Lake towards Hudson Hope. So that's first concern right now in British Columbia. They are still in the red. And maybe we'll just check quickly to make sure there's no update. No update still. Okay. So we have the warning in BC Peace River, but we also have severe thunderstorm watches for 100 Mile House, Peace River, of course. Caribou here, where I am in the Caribou Mountains. Lake Kinbasket, McGregor, North Columbia, North Thompson, Prince George. That's Williston and Yellowhead as well. And then we have heat warnings all across southern BC. You don't want me to read all these out. You can imagine instability is in the middle, and that's what's triggering storms today. Pattern change, essentially. You know, that's what happens when there's change in the summertime and there's heat. It usually changes with a bang. Here's Western Canada. And we see Alberta lighting up, northern BC lighting up, and into the Rocky Mountains now, heading towards, say, Robson Valley area, and then upper reaches of Highway 5, Valemount, etc. Seeing a lot of that thunderstorm activity already. We see that severe warn storm is this guy here. See if I can try this guy here. Nice annotation. So that's the one moving eastward that we're concerned about. These guys here in where I was just talking about, top of Yellowhead Highway, they began developing this morning in the Caribou and moved off, but they didn't really storm here when they did. However, we were left with a nice showing of asperatus undulatus clouds here in Wells not too long ago, which is what you see at the end of thunderstorm energy. So this was able to build up here its energy. This instability still is really remaining in the Caribou, and will be, I don't know how to stop annotation. Okay, good, it's off. I don't know how to clear the annotation, that's the other thing. So that's the situation there. Yeah, BC for lightning right now. Oh no, the annotation doesn't go away. How do you make that go away? Well, stop sharing and then try again. I bet you that'll help. It did. Okay, I'm learning here. So here's BC right now, roughly 2 p.m. on Monday. It's 1:39 right now, but map doesn't really care. 32 in Vernon, so hot down south. There's your temperature looking at the situation. So as I was saying, we have a little bit of a conflict between low, high. In this area, we have humidity rising. It's noticeable here in Wells. And temperatures as you go north cooling off quickly. So we're going to have some clash in this area. Here we go. Here's today's rain and thunder outlook for this hour. So we already see that the possibility for thunderstorms exists a little wider than maybe we thought it would at this hour yesterday. And it's going to be a little more widespread than we thought yesterday. Here's Monday, 4 p.m. A little bit of convective available potential energy. Lots. We're going to talk about Alberta in a minute here. Lots in Alberta. Concerning, there's been tornado watches issued, I think, from Calgary through to Edmonton for this afternoon. Of course, yesterday was the anniversary of the 1987 tornado, one of the deadliest modern tornadoes in Canadian history. An F4 tornado that came through Edmonton, left a long swath of destruction, in some cases nearly a mile wide. So, quite the event. And a lot of people who lived through that are triggered by that memory, of course. Here's our convective available potential energy in the central Cariboo at 4 p.m. We'll go back to rain and thunder. We'll just play this out for a minute and then we'll rewind. So not a whole lot to worry about in southern BC, but it's predictably maybe a bigger story thunderstorm-wise than what forecasts were calling for. And there was some conservativeness, I guess. We still, the high pressure sitting over the middle of the province and having thunderstorms developing in that. I mean, that's in itself something I don't see a whole lot. So there are unique circumstances already going on here. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. begins to move off, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Maybe some more rumblers developing in behind as we go through the night. A couple night flashers in the mountains. So definitely this energy is here today. Let's go back to Cape Index, convective available potential energy. How much energy is in? So let's have a 927 joules per kilogram. Okay, cool. That's what could be just sort of north of Williams Lake, southeast of Quesnel. Well, we'll go have a look over in Alberta today. What's this down by Lethbridge? Okay, now we're talking 2,300 joules. So that's kind of an isolated little pocket. So again, maybe something for tornado watching to look out for. I know Brandon Houck is down in Brooks, Alberta, somewhere in this area, and he's definitely going to be pumped. I've already been seeing his live streams. He's on his holidays. What else has he got to do but watch storms? 2,000 joules per kilogram. So yes, at 4 p.m. in Alberta, some really intense energy. And we still see in the piece as well where that thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm is right now. They may have a show that goes on for a while. But here, look at this. Cape Index has grown considerably compared to what I showed in previous video yesterday. Of course, I'm only going to show you what the different models show. Here we go. Zoom in a little now. 1,300 joules per kilogram. Some pretty good convection. Pretty good instability. Now we're talking over north. Here's what we're looking at the tornado threat later today. 2,500 joules per kilogram. So that's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. That's what that measurement is. 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Okay, what do we have here? So we could have a real good one pop up on the 97 corridor. I imagine the terrain change from the Fraser River is going to help that instability in there. You go from low to high country pretty quick. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So approaching 2,000 joules per kilogram forecasted now. Same with getting to M in Wells, where the prediction's a little lower, 1,000, blah, blah, blah. But wherever this storm that develops in here is likely to develop in here, starts to move, I would like to be in a place to see it. So that's kind of my goal for tonight. If we don't get a good show right here in Wells, I plan to make sure I am where a good show is happening. Alberta, again, heavy, heavy, heavy energy in the atmosphere. This is unstable air mass. Supremo, of course, I've seen much deeper, but if you live in Alberta, but yeah, this is some pretty good energy. I mean, look at that, 1700 north of Williams Lake at 8 p.m. tonight. And it continues 9 p.m., 10 p.m. starts to die off a little, 11 p.m., 1 a.m. So that's some pretty good energy. You know, and BC, we don't get the convective available potential energy that Alberta gets necessarily, right? So I don't know if anyone's on here watching or not. Six watching. Hey, everybody. Feel free to leave comments in the chat. I'll check in there once in a while and try to answer any questions you may have. Let's go to public alerts in Canada and go look at Alberta right now because it's pretty dire here. So we have heat, lots of heat warnings all along, those reds. Where do we have tornado warnings though? We got Airdrie, Cochrane, Olds, severe storm watches for, so that's not warning, sorry, watches. Severe thunderstorm watch for Drayton Valley, Devon, Rimbey, Pigeon Lake, Fort McMurray, Fort McKay. There's storms happening right there, right now. Grand Prairie, Beaver Lodge, Valley View, severe watch. Hinton, Grand Cache, currently a severe warning happening. And that is also for Nordegg. At 2:29 p.m., Environment Canada is tracking severe thunderstorm. It's got nickel to ping pong size hail is reported in it. So severe thunderstorm is located 30 kilometers northwest of Obed. If you know what Obed is, it's the sort of the high point there in the Highway 16 when you're heading between Hinton and Edson. It's moving easterly at 45 kilometers an hour. So aggressive. Severe thunderstorm watch for Nordegg will continue probably after that. Peace River, Fairview, Higher Prairie, Manning, severe watch. Tornado watch for Red Deer, Pinoka, Innisfail, Stettler, and Rocky Mountain House right now under tornado warning. This is new at 2:44, so as of 4 minutes ago. This severe thunderstorm is capable of producing a tornado. Doppler radar indicates potential tornado near Ancona. The thunderstorm is southeast 40 kilometers an hour, and communities in the path include Ancona. It has the potential to produce nickel to ping pong size hail. So that is brand new. Early in the day, and certainly in the right place to threaten places in Alberta that, so how do you use this brand new freaking map? Zoom in here, come on. Here's our storm. So what you'll notice with this cell, so you know, and often when you look at the lightning map and you see a really big, long line of storms, and you think like that's serious because look how big it is, look how long it is. However, how the most serious thunderstorms like to work is like this guy right here. You see he's alone. It's kind of tailing off from this other bunch of moisture, maybe some lightning in there. He's tailing off. He's his own entity. So when you have surface level winds are doing one thing, and you have upper level winds doing another, and you have an isolated storm, what can it do? It can get rotating. But also look at, we got some real purples in here. So what's that probably going to be? That's large hail core. You see it's west of Nordegg. And here's Rocky Mountain House moving easterly, so it may impact some of these neighborhoods in Rocky Mountain House. Beautiful community. Be aware if you have friends who live there, let them know that there is tornado warning right now west of your town. So areas that might get impacted, well, as this tails through, I would suggest that in the next while, anyone who lives in this region might want to be aware how that storm tracks through. You know, most likely it might move a little northward, I would think. But when storms get spinning too, they might have the tendency to swoop a little as well. So beware. Certainly, if you're near Hoadley, La Vesta, Williston Green, Baptiste River, then that's areas that you'll want to watch out for. So just undo all that. Oh, I can clear it all at once. So I'm learning. I'm learning here. Okay, there's your tornado warning. Scary. This other storm. Let's see if I can zoom out here now. Other storm that we're worried about. Right here. We're talking, there's Obed on Highway 16. Computer graphics to catch up here. So this guy right here, moving easterly. You know, forested lands in here, whatnot. Got another pretty good looking cell. We're two still up there. And Slave Lake. Okay, where were we? Zoom back out. So here's the problem with British Columbia right now. Radars are down. We got some radar in southern BC. Some. Nothing for. So whatever developed severely in this target area here in British Columbia today, we aren't going to have any radar that can tell us anything that's going on. Oops. And I thought it's severe storm warning right now. That's going on near Moberly Lake we were talking about. Here in the Peace River area. Hudson Hope. This is this guy here. Strong purple indicating, so that's heavy core. It's got that isolated characteristic. You know, here's some other thunderstorm rumblings around, but it's alone. It doesn't seem to have a cohesive shape necessarily yet. So it doesn't have any rotating motion, I'm sure, in it because of just seeing the shape on the radar like this. I mean, it's basically, but hey, where's it going to hit? If it's moving easterly, it could hit Windy. Imagine that, Windy. And then you got Peace River out here. Some areas that may be concerned. Fort St. John in the next number of hours. It depends. These storms may sort of sit a little bit or more keep developing. There doesn't seem to be any. The piece yesterday seemed to have endless thunderstorms sitting in one place or another. So tornado watch, very concerning for our friends in Rocky Mountain House and Crimson Lake. Tornado warning, sorry. this is happening, and it's concerning. We'll just update the weather alerts one more time. Karen a lot. That's a nice name. Thunder Roar and 100 Mile House. My friends in Obed right now. Is it unsafe for them? I think it's going to pass north of them. Shelly, camping good at. Yeah, it's. I definitely wouldn't be if there's lightning going on. Want to be camping at the highest spot. 93 Mile House is getting lightning right now. Thanks, Joey. I said thank you also. Right on, everybody. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave a donation. Feel free to share and help me grow the channel by telling your friends and whatnot. I really like to get something that matters going here. So that's the situation right now in Alberta. And we'll continue through the day. Maybe follow Brandon Houck on Twitter. Let's see if there's an update yet for Fort St. John. 139. So since we started this, the thunderstorm is now about 15 kilometers northwest of Chetwynd and moving southeastwards at 40 kilometers an hour. So that gives us some new clues. Eastwards. Up to nickel-size hail, heavy rain. So not much of a. I mean, it hasn't changed much what they're saying here. Moberly Lake, northern section of Chetwynd, portions of Highway 29 from Chetwynd to Hudson Hope are now the impact zone for this severe storm warning, and BC North Peace, South Peace River. And why don't we just go right back to that radar for 1 second? Have a look. Zoom right in. So it's moving southeast. So it's taking a little bit of a different path than what we were guessing at. So hey, East Pine, maybe later today. A little bit of a pop-up cell now going on here too. North of Lone Prairie. And this is updated since we last checked in on it. That's as close in as I seem to be able to get. There's a severe storm, and that's some pretty angry spots right in the middle there. But certainly everywhere, just, Moberly Lake, just south end of it. Or if you're anywhere between, look at this, Okie Dokie siding. So Wabi, there's some great names there. This guy is likely going to do my best effort here with my fingers on the pad. Likely do something like this, 40 kilometers an hour. So, hour from now, here maybe, just maybe in the 3 hours, maybe less. Maybe it'll start moving faster. Maybe it'll stall and move slower. At some point, it may lose its severe status. That's, of course, likely. But it's early in the day. It's only 2 o'clock. Let's go back to lightning looks. Only 2 o'clock. So, and I know the piece is going to be seeing lightning for a long time to come. So, as was being said, hearing it in 100 Mile House now. Flip. That's this guy. Now, everywhere as you go up Highway 5, and if you're north of, you're going towards Blue River, lots of lightning all up and down into Robson Valley, up to the rocky side of Alberta. Here's our popcorns. Here's some of our severe storm going on in Rocky Mountain House. Here's our severe guy near Hudson Hope. And our severe guy that we've been paying attention to north of Nordegg, this guy here. Little popcorns in Williams Lake. The air in the Caribou isn't ready yet. As we saw in the windy map, I just clear the drawings here. As we saw in the windy map, that looks to be at, oh, not Tuesday. What am I doing? Monday, 6 p.m. This is convective available potential energy. And we see it pop off at 8 p.m. north of Williams Lake between Quesnel, Hickson, Caribou region. Some good energy, say east of Prince George. So that's the threat for the Caribou tonight. 9 p.m. significant convective available potential energy at that time. Thunderstorms. What are thunderstorm expectations? Zoom out. Go back over the day. 2 p.m. So we're starting to see these guys pop up near 100 Mile, Williams Lake. Energy's starting to be prevalent. Here's our big bad boys right now in Hudson Hope. Here's our tornado warning down here in Rocky Mountain House. Here's our storm near Nordegg. That's severe warned. Severe warned. Okay. Three p.m., 4 p.m. Edmonton. It's sitting in a dangerous spot. That's concerning. At the lower end of the cell, if any of it gets separated off, gets rotating, that looks like a lot of storm energy moving through Alberta at that time. That's the energy that we were seeing already moving, say, off of Hinton. Here's the guy that's currently tornado warned. Well, in a couple hours, it'll be approaching Red Deer, that cell. So concerning day for Alberta, especially because there's many places in Alberta where a tornado can touch down that not much can happen. Farmyards and fences and barns. There's a lot of Alberta where 1 million people live. Here's this energy at 4 p.m. Quesnel, Prince George, Williams Lake, Blue River. Let's keep going. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So when will our thunderstorms be here in the Caribou? It depends. The thunderstorm forecast and the Cape forecast are a little in disagreement. I imagine what's going to happen is something. Here's our convective available potential energy. Monday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Go back to thunderstorms. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So 0 hour is coming soon, Caribou. We're going to find out more very soon. It's probably almost all I have to say for now, but we can just take a look at Avalanche Canada's forecasts. You're welcome, Adventure. Adventure is our name. Nice. You're welcome. Tell a friend. Subscribe. Okay, hot south, and thunderstorms. Here's synopsis from Avalanche Canada. I really like their weather, mountain weather blog. The long duration heat event that has dominated BC weather for most of the last week will persist for one last day over the southern interior and the coast of BC. However, daytime highs will be a degree or two cooler than yesterday. Northeastern BC will be very active in terms of convection for today and tonight as the upper trough moves through the region, with additional thunderstorms activity over the central interior near and over the Caribous. Tonight and Tuesday, a weak ridge will dampen the unsettled nature over central BC. However, conditions will become unsettled and showery with a broad upper trough moving inland on Wednesday. It's going to be a wetter and cooler week ahead. So this is the good news about thunderstorm situation, is that we are moving out of that high danger heat and humidity that pushes thunderstorm growth. People think it's just wind. No, it's the humidity and temperature are the biggest factors in fire growth, usually how well they're going to take root. The Yukon will see widespread showers developing today with isolated thunderstorms forming this afternoon. Unsettled conditions will persist as a surface trough remains over the central and southern Yukon. It'll be less active during the day with transitory and weak upper ridge scraping by the region. Isolated scattered showers, the risk of thunderstorms primarily over the eastern half of the Yukon can be expected. As nighttime ensues, the broad upper trough will bring widespread showers and scattered thunderstorm pretty much until Wednesday night and possibly into Thursday for southeastern Yukon. So day one, that's what we're on. Let's have a look at her. This was 5 a.m. isolated thunderstorms. Well, we've seen that. That's definitely happened. It's going on still. This morning at 5 a.m. Well, we can kind of crisscross over that because it's not 5 a.m. anymore. Fire danger rating. Some of those areas that are seeing thunderstorm activity expectations in BC are in the red. So we do have activity right now sort of forming in that region. However, and look at this, there's some dangerous, but look at the lightning activity over the last 24 hours already. All through, this is lightning activity, all these little dots. And like there's been a lot of lightning activity through Rocky Mountains, foothills of Alberta, and then over to Saskatchewan. That's beautiful and terrifying, but you look at fire danger rating map, it's been wetter there, it's cooler, the conditions aren't as right for fires to behave insanely, such as they have been. And look at this, and there's been a lot of new lightning starts over the weekend in southern BC. We got some new fires down there, a bunch of new starts in the Kamloops Fire Center. Southeast Fire Center has been really hot, really dry. Still not much rain forecast for the next 10 days for down there. So you kind of missed that you might not get the heat like you had. You're going to brush along with it a little bit. You're not going to have the heat wave that we've had. And people are asking why is this, heat wave's over now, but people are asking me, is this a heat dome or a heat wave, or what's the difference? For example, on Tuesday last, when I was looking up, it was very hot in Wells, but I looked up and I seen a jet aircraft flying over by, and no, it wasn't chemtrails, it was contrails. So what's happening is it was cold and dry enough at about 30,000 feet or whatever the plane was flying at, that the water vapor was freezing. If there wasn't that's what humidity does. So the jet exhaust creates, it's a great marker for weather, because what I could see was, although it's 30 degrees when I'm sitting here at the ground, way above the surface, the temperature is at freezing or below, perhaps significantly. So during the heat dome last year, there was no such thing as that. The heat went all the way up to 50,000 feet. That's why it was a heat dome, not just a heat wave. Heat waves are normal. Heat dome, that's definitely not normal, right? So just because we have a heat wave, we can't necessarily scream climate change. But nonetheless, I think that the unsettled nature of BC's climate in general, there's a lot of other things we could talk about for climate change. Fire danger rating map will be updated after 2 p.m. So it's probably being updated right now. Going in the afternoon, risk of thunderstorms. So this is all points north of Kamloops. And scattered, potentially severe in Peace and north. That's the risk that we've been talking about today. Here's our thunderstorm outlook. So the danger rating's been changed even to high danger rating. So that's a change since this morning. It was in the yellow. So I'm glad I rechecked that. That's interesting and concerning. This afternoon at 5 p.m., the south coast and southern interior will remain sunny with temperatures at heat warning criteria. And basically, showers will lag and likely develop later in the afternoon or evening from Williams Lake to Golden, where scattered thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. There is a risk of heavy downpours, small hail, and strong winds. Isolated and non-severe thunderstorms are also possible near Kamloops and Shuswap for late this afternoon and evening. Northern BC looks to be likely widespread showers of isolated thunderstorms. Areas of enhanced concern would likely be over the Peace regions, including Sakonnet Chief. These thunderstorms will be scattered in terms of spatial extent, can produce 20 millimeters of precipitation, 2 centimeters of hail, strong wind gusts up to 70 kilometers an hour. And that forecast kind of nails it because that's what's going on right now. Risk of isolated or scattered thunderstorms almost everywhere north of, including Kamloops and Revelstoke. Areas that could see heavy downpours, strong winds up to 2 centimeters of hail in regions near Williams Lake, Blue River, Prince George, Fort St. John, Dawson, and Sakonnet Chief. Okay. Pouring in the 103 Mile House right now. Thank you, Karen, a lot. So I think this is all I'm going to say for now. My lunch is ready. I'm probably going to come back on with some more live stream today and talk some more if there's something to talk about, which they probably will be once storm hour arrives in the Caribou. I'm quite excited for it. Thanks everybody for coming by and subscribing to my channel, this and that. It really helps when people hit that subscribe button. It really helps when you share and tell a friend. We've been really good at growing interior weather and wilderness watchers to 15,200 members. I'd like to see some of that translate to this YouTube channel because I don't want my forecasting to be relegated only to Facebook or be whenever I get put in Facebook jail, suddenly on a day like this, I can't say what I have to say. And that's concerning. So I need other formats, as many venues as I can find to spread the word. And YouTube rewards me too. You know, every time you watch a video and you enjoy that 15-second commercial, I get a little bit of money. In fact, for the last month, I got $12 for the first time in my YouTubing career. That's $12 I'll put in my gas tank. Thank you very much for the support. We'll see you next time. Okay? That's